Are we on? Are we on? I think we're on. Impromptu stream. It's not like it's not like I have an audience that I need to schedule with yet. So yeah, impromptu, and impromptu. Just trying to make sure the live is up. It looks like it might not be, but it could be soon. Come on, guys. I believe in you. You know, OBS says one thing, YouTube says another. YouTube says a different thing than OBS says. Can you even imagine? OBS, for those who may not be aware, is the streaming software of choice for it, and many other streamers and YouTubers of more note. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that we are killing the game. And, you know, just generally doing like big baller shit, big baller badass money moves. And it doesn't seem like we are. It really doesn't seem like we are. So give me a moment while I try to get this figured out, if we are, in fact, are, and not. Does that make sense? Okay. So it kind of looks like we are, but aren't. And that has me, like, feeling some type of way. Do you know what I mean by that? Feeling some type of way? Just trying to get the stream up. So, again, bear with me if you're actually there somehow. Come on, YouTube. What are we doing here? Huh? What do we got going on here? That's all I want to know is what's going on with it, what's happening with it, what's going down on it. 'Cause yeah, it really doesn't seem like it's happening. Okay, let's try. All right, are we here finally? Is it working? I'm just trying to make it work. You can understand. Finally. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're working. Excellent. Excellent. Well, here we are. I'm here for it. And we're doing an impromptu Pokédoku stream. I threatened this yesterday on a post, and so here we are, following through on the threat. The description says we're solving yesterday's Pokédoku today, but we're actually going to be solving a couple of days worth of Pokédokus. Just to kind of like test out, like, is this fun to stream? Is this fun to have a VOD up? Will people like be interested in this process, this thought process? And I don't know. I think he would be if I was interested, but who knows? If you're here, while you're here, that is, we might as well talk about this. This is my YouTube channel. It's new, but clearly, if you stumbled upon it, I really, really sincerely appreciate it. And if you're a Pokemon fan of any kind, or maybe even if you just want to make some free money on eBay or something, I'm giving away this Shrouded Fable ETB. It's about a $50 value. Giving away this Shrouded Fable ETB to one of my first 500 subscribers. So right off the bat, you got a 1 in 500 chance of winning this just for the click of a button. And in addition to subscribing, every time you like or comment on one of my videos, you get an extra entry into the giveaway. So you just get one more chance to win this set of cards. There's 9 cards. There's a really cool like promotional Pecharunt card in there, and some coins and sleeves and dice and game mat, I think I'm looking at right there. Does that say a game? Is that a game mat? No, I think that's the box under the sleeve that I'm seeing. Yeah, that's the shape of the lid. Anywho's, you can win this for the click of a button. Just hit subscribe, and once we hit 500 subscribers, we'll give that bad boy away. And as soon as we do that, we will have another more expensive giveaway waiting right behind it for one of our first 1,000 subscribers. And the odds will work the same way for that. If you have already subscribed, you're automatically entered. And if you subscribe after 500 views, then you're entered then. And you can like and comment on things for more entries to that giveaway. So whenever you might stumble upon this, we're doing a giveaway. So, because we're either going to hit that subscriber count or we're not. And then maybe, 10 years from now, this account somehow has exactly 499 subscribers, and you find this VOD and you subscribe, hey, you got a chance to win this Shrouded Fable ETB right here. Or maybe something cooler. So that's that. Without further ado, let's play some Pokédoku. I'm here for it. I've memorized all 1,025 Pokemon in order. We're going to prove that on stream or something someday, so that'll be fun. I've been playing Pokemon for 25 years in one form or another, and I just love thinking about them and playing with them and stuff. So the Pokédoku's right up my alley, and I'm a person who really likes like puzzle games and Sudokus and the Wordle and all this kind of stuff, so really, it's right up my alley. So without further ado, we are going to solve not today's, not the 10th, but we're going to solve the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th, maybe the 9th, all just right in a row. So here we go. All right, so to start off, we're looking at Bug Fairy. Cutiefly Ribombee is the thing that immediately comes to mind. And I can't think of a single bug that was retrofitted with Fairy from Gens 1 through 5. And Gen 6, Kalos, our fairies are also pretty limited. We've got the Florges line, not bug. We've got Swirlix, Slurpuff, Spritzy, Aromatisse, not bugs. We got Sylveon, not a bug. Carbink, Klefki, not bug. Xerneas, not a bug. And I think that's every fairy-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 6. Obviously, like we got Mega Altaria, not a bug. So Gen 7, Cutiefly Ribombee. There aren't any other fairy bugs from Gen 7. Gen 8, no. I mean, unless I'm like neglecting to think of some mythical or some legendary, it's Ribombee or it's Cutiefly. So I think we just got to ask ourselves who has better name recognition. Now, I dabble in all sorts of Pokemon stuff. I like VGC a little bit. I like and in VGC, definitely Ribombee would be the person that more people would know over Cutiefly. The evolved version, you find in those communities and Nuzlocke in communities, they forget the first stage name way more often than the last stage name. But then I feel like VGC answers end up way too low on these lists so often. I'm like, who's playing these games? Because it'll be like Urshifu on the bottom of a list, or I swear to God, I saw it wasn't Incineroar, it wasn't Rillaboom because those are starters. I don't know. Even just Urshifu being bottom of the list. Ursaluna Blood Moon was at the bottom of 4 different categories recently, and it's that dude is in every other team in the last 3 years of VGC. So I don't think VGC people are watching this. I don't know. I'm on a tangent. Cutiefly or Ribombee is the choice. I guess we're just going to go with who I would rather look at, honestly, for the duration of this. And Cutiefly. Okay. If I'm right, then we got that one. So that's cool. We're going for the most unique answer. If you're not clear on how the game works, It's pretty straightforward. In this column, all of the answers have to be fairy types. And in this row, they all have to be bug types. So those intersections interact, how they interact, and there's only a specific amount of Pokemon that fit those criteria. So you either get it wrong or get it right by guessing one of them or whiffing it. If you get it right, what you're going for is the most unique answer, the answer that the least amount of people have answered. Because the more unique your answer, the higher your score, and the more total it records how many most unique answers you got, the higher that number goes. So we're going to get that number as high as possible. So now we're looking at Paldea, basically Gen 9 bug. I wish they just said Gen 9. Maybe there's some logic to why they call it Paldea plus Area 0 DLC. I get that those places aren't Paldea. Like, it's a different region for the whole Ogerpon storyline, and it's the Blueberry Academy and some other place. Is it Unova? Are you in Unova at the Blueberry Academy? I don't even remember. But just call it Gen 9. I don't know. But Paldea plus Area 0 DLC bug. I do think the DLC usually is lower on the list, but I don't know that there's a single bug type in the DLC. We can go in order, actually, starting with Walking Wake. So it goes Walking Wake, Iron Leaves, Diplin, Poltergeist, Sinistra, Okie Dokie, Monkey Dory, Pheasantipity, Ogerpon, Archaludon, Hydrapple, Gouging Fire, Raging Bolt, Iron Boulder, Iron Crown, Terapagos, Petrarunt. Yeah, there's no bugs in the DLC. Paradox, you got Slitherwing. I think that's all, right? So, well, yeah, let's just count it. We can always just count it. It's Great Tusk, Scream Tail, Brute Bonnet, Fluttermane, Slitherwing, Sandy Shock, so one of the old, Iron Treads, Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Iron Jugulus, Iron Moth, Poison Fire, not a bug, Iron Thorns. Yeah, so Slitherwing's the only Paradox bug. Any of the evolutions? I don't think so. Annihilate Clodsire. Farigirafted Dunsparce King Gambit, no. So it might just be like the early bugs. It might literally just be like Nimble Lokix, Tarantula Spidops. Is it just them? Palmy Palma Palma, Tanamus Mousehold, Fido Dogspun, Small of Dolivar, Believer, Squawkabilly, Knackley, Garganacline, Charcadet. I think that, yeah, it might just be the 4 bugs in Slitherwing. No one else is coming to mind. I mean, I'm not going through every single thing in my head right now. I could try. But I think it's just those 5. So we're looking for less than 20%. If it's anything more than 20%, we lost. I'm going to say Slitherwing seems like the best answer. It's just lowest down on the list. Probably didn't get it then. Don't think we nailed that. Ice Bug, I think this is another one with really, I think it might just be Snom and Frostmoth. I don't think so. I mean, I feel like Snom's more popular than Frostmoth. I'm going to guess Frostmoth. Okay, if I'm right about that, I won that one too. Okay. So I think we might be 2 for 3. Fairy first in evolution line. Evolution. There's a lot of potential answers, obviously. But I feel like the call might be one of the babies. Not Gen 2 babies, but later babies. And I think I might be landing on Mime Jr. Because if it's just like a regular Pokedex, like they're right there next to it, if it's Spritzy or Swirlix or whatever, I feel like people are way more likely to get the Cottony might be a good answer too. Cottony's been really low on some of these lists before. Ooh, now I'm torn between Cottony and Mime Jr. Let's pull the trigger on Cottony. Because I think Cottony is one of those ones where not only did it not get that typing until later on. Are you going to stall on me? Not only did it not get those types until later on, but it's like, it's the first evolution. Does it have the typing until it evolves things? Cottony 1.8. We'll see. I feel like that's a pretty low number. So we'll see. First in evolution line, Paldea. Now that is a little more complicated. Because a little bit you just kind of want to go for the... I think, weirdly enough, I think I want to do Toad School. Because I feel like I've seen this crowd sleep on it. Okay, 1.5. It's a pretty big population, but seems like a pretty low number to me. First in evolution line, Ice. Well, we didn't guess Snom, but a bunch of other people guessed Snom. So now they wouldn't be allowed to guess Snom, and it makes me think that maybe that's a good pick. So I think I'm going to go Snom. 5% is probably not it. That's probably not it, but we'll find out. Rock Fairy, Carbink Diancie, Mega Diancie. Right? I think it's just those three. I can't... Yeah. So I feel like it's going to be one of the two Diancies. Because Carbink, mythicals are easier to forget because you're never catching them in any game that you're playing. Like, you're going to run into a lot more Carbinks in a lot more games than you are Diancies. So I feel like Diancie or Diancie Mega, because like once you type it in, like, it looks like this, right? Once you type it in, they're sitting right next to each other. So everybody that thinks of Diancie now has a 50-50 choice between Diancie and Mega Diancie. So I'm just going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a Diancie by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Mega. Oof. It's going to be close, but I don't think we did it. Yeah, I don't think we did it at all. Paldea Rock. Iron Boulder. I've tried it before. I feel like people are getting wiser. Ooh. Ogre Pond Cornerstone. Let's try that. Why not? 5.8. I don't know. You got the Knackley line, Glimmet, Iron Boulder. Cloth. We'll find out. Rock Ice, Aurora Samora, right? That's it. So I'm gonna go Amora. Oh, it's either not it or that went really lopsided. All right, let's go see. Let's see if we got any most uniques. Least common answers. Okay, they call it least common here, but then they say most unique here, so, like, get off my back. The stat is most unique. We got Cutie Fly. We got Frostmoth. We got Cottony. We got Toad School. Dude, this baker's belief. I promise I did not friggin' look ahead on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We missed that one. We missed Rabska, obviously. Oh, I forgot Rabska and Reloran. That makes sense. I got everyone else, but there they are down by themselves. Rapskin Rollure almost feels like it's existed longer. I don't know how to explain it. Just because an idea doesn't seem particularly good doesn't mean it doesn't feel like it hasn't been there already. Does that make sense? I feel like it does to someone. Snum. Okay. It was a play. If we had sat and thought about it longer, we might have gotten a better answer, but ooh, it's a tie. It's a tie for first to me. I mean, obviously they're not showing that this is like 1498 and this is 1472 or whatever the hell, but like second place is good, and then we got first on the Avalug, Hisui. That's interesting. Well, hell, man, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 9. That is a channel best showing thus far. This is our first stream, but we posted other. I've posted. I say we a lot because who cares? But I've posted other solves as shorts before. If you haven't seen those, you can check those out. They're fun. They're edited and they're sped up, and you don't really get the thought process at all. But this, we've never gotten more than 2 already on those, and so 5 out of 9 is crazy. That is. Subscribe for your chance to win this. To win this. Is it in the shot now? I can't see the shot. All right. Well, that was April 6th. So now we're gonna just move right ahead to April 7th. The puzzle by Out of Context Pokemon. Go give them a follow on X. Let's double check our shot here. Okay, yeah, we'll scroll up a little bit. All right. All right. So here we go. Monotype normal, huge category right off the jump. I feel like it's hard to know how to handle these. You could look at Mega Evolutions. You got Mega Kangaskhan. Is that the only one? I think it might be. You could look at a Gigantamax Snorlax. But the thing is, these are 151. And when you're 151, you're just kind of like implicitly more iconic than the vast majority of the Pokemon canon. So doesn't feel like the smartest move. You could go recent. You could go Mousehold Tandemaus, but I feel like they're kind of viral. People are definitely going to guess them. You could go to Dunsparce. But that's also one where like people have been clamoring for Dunsparce to evolve for 20 years. So, and he finally did or whatever, you know. And then you could go for like a mythical, well, I don't know if Silvally, it doesn't matter, but Silvally type null seems like an interesting pull. Regigigas, maybe people wouldn't immediately think about him. Arceus is definitely going to be highly answered. Normal monotype. Minccino. Are there any? Chunk Oinkalone. I feel like go modern. And you know what? It's such a big category. Let's just choose someone we like. Oh, this is interesting too that you get 2 choices. We'll go 3 segment. The Dunsparce 3 segment. I don't know. It's such a huge population. I see a 0 point. I feel hopeful, but 9, I feel way less hopeful. So we'll see what happens. Monotype Dark. My mind immediately goes to Mightyena, who we lost our Mightyena recently in our current Nuzlocke that we've been streaming. Our hardcore Nuzlocke, our Cheflocke of Pokemon Emerald Sea Glass. Yeah, Cayenne, the Mightyena passed our first and only loss, thankfully, but I feel like Mightyena is pretty up there, recognizable, known. You know, he's been out there for decades at this point, so maybe not the best answer. Obviously, you don't go Umbreon. My brain's kind of getting the most obvious things out of the way first. Dark Monotype is a little more niche of a category. Poochyena, Mightyena, Umbreon. I think so. You've got like They should do a Regidark. They should do a Regi for everything. They just should do an Eevee for everything. But that's just me. No one else has that opinion but me. Monotype Dark. Gen 3. Absol. Mega Absol. I feel like when in doubt, go for the Mega, especially if it's for a Pokemon that didn't occur to you immediately. So Mega Absol. Yeah, probably not. I don't know, 5 point. How many Monotype Dark Pokemon are there? I'm like sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like not coming up with many. So maybe it's okay, but we'll just have to see. Monotype Psychic is huge. Monotypes. Anytime you see Monotype or Dual Type, you're like literally you've said almost half of all Pokemon. Those two descriptions make up 100% of Pokemon. So whatever things you put on top of it, normal, dark, psychic, it's like, okay, dude. Psychic, Monotype. You could go for Mega Evolutions, but you know, all that occurs to me is Alakazam, and he's 151, so it's like, I think we could go like Flittle Espathra. Maybe a lot of people that haven't played the new games and they don't know if they're Monotype. Modern is usually like a safe play. Meowstic, though. Meowstic might not be a bad idea. They end up low a lot. Meowstic. We do a lot of Meowstic on the channel, but I haven't moved the needle at all. Let's try mail this time. 1%. When it works, folks. 1% feels promising-ish. Huge population. Dual type normal. Not quite so big of a population. I think what you want to go for is the Forgottens and the Trickies. Azurill, that's tricky. Normal fairy. Oh, give me a moment. I gotta plug this computer in. I can keep talking about my thought process, though. Azurill's tricky. Normal fairy. The fact that they added fairy, like, you know, after the fact, so he wasn't dual type when he was introduced, but now he's dual type. So Azurill feels like something. The Forgottens, you could go like Beware Stuffle. I feel like sometimes end up kind of low on these lists. You could go modern-ish, do Hisuian like Zoroark, but I feel like, or you could do like flying types that people like just forget exist or never thought of as like dual types, like most normal flyings. And you know what? Maybe we just do that, because I feel like that happens plenty. And I feel like we're going to go for Trumbeak. What is that, 0.5? We'll see. Feels good to me, but we'll see. Dark dual type. Well, so that feels like most dark Pokemon to me. And then, like we said earlier in the stream, Urshifu is always weirdly low in this list. So we're going to go for Urshifu, single. Regular or G-Max? We will go G-Max this time. Oh, no, not Sir. Oh my god, did you see that? Total glitch of I don't know. God, that's annoying. Well, we're not going to just like not answer it. G-Max. 1.1. We'll see. God, that was annoying. Well, whatever. Dual type Psychic. The other half of the 100% that gets up of all Psychic Pokemon. Orbeetle. G-Max. Let's do another G-Max. 0.9. See what happens. Hoenn normal. I can't think of any off the dome, any like mega evolutions. of normal type Hoenn Pokemon. So I feel like you just kind of go Kecleon. We'll see. Yeah, I have no idea. Dark Hoenn, Sharpedo, Mega. That's what we'll do. 4.7. And then, yeah, we don't even get to guess because of the glitch with our mice. But let's look at this. Least common. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like we got cooked for them. Well, hold on. Did we get Sharpedo? Or is that a different category? No, we got Sharpedo. Look at us. Look at us. Didn't get particularly close on anything else. But we got Sharpedo. So that's 1. And 1 is good. Alright, so that was the 7th. Now we'll do the 8th. Don't like losing, especially when it wasn't even my fault. But let's do the 8th here. Let me get a swig of water. Sinnoh. I don't know if they'll let me count Dialga Origin as a Sinnoh. I think they would make it Hisui. Which is right, but also, you know, it's one of those whatevers. Are there any Steel Megas? Oh, I know what we're doing. Wormadam. Trash. I don't know. I don't think it's a huge population. We will see what happens there. Water Sinnoh. Am I wrong, or does Sinnoh get like neglected by the G-Max and Mega movement? I'm like not thinking of like almost any Mega Sinnohs. Lopunny. So you got the barrel starter line. Never go for the starters, obviously. Get the barrel. Let's keep going. Cricketoon, Chinx line, Buddy Roserade, Fossils, Burmy, Wormadam, Mothim, Combi, Vespiquen, Pachirisu, Buizel, Floatzel. They're so common. Buizel, Floatzel is like in every early game team. Shellos, Gastrodon. And you got 2 forms for each, so those might be a good choice because everybody, you get that kind of like added. If there's ever like a variant, if it's ever a thing where you can type in the name of a Pokemon, like 3 different things come up, like a Charizard or whatever, it kind of puts you in a place where, or Ogerpon, it kind of puts you in this place where like even if a person did think of it, now you have like a 1 in however many chance. Minior, Squawkabilly, because they list every color individually. Deoxys, all the forms. So water, Shellos, Gastrodon, maybe. Keep going. Ambipom, Drifloon, Lopunny, Mismagius, Honchkrow. The next one is way down the list. I don't think the next water Pokemon's until like Finneon, Luminion, Mantike. Fion, Manaphy. Is there anything between Mantike and Fion and Manaphy? I mean, there's all the evolutions, but none of them are water types. And then it just gets straight into Uxie, Super Bazelf. No, okay. I think we named them all. I think. Having named them all, I think yeah, we go Shellos. Oh, they don't give you both forms. That's kind of bizarre. I'll have to bring that up in the Discord. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to do the math right now. Sinnoh Flying. Starly line. Combi Vespiquen. They have both Combis listed? No. No Combi male, Combi female. None of them Mega Evolving get flying types, I don't think. Sinnoh flying. Drifloon, Drifloon. Gliscor. But I feel like the evolutions get guessed. I feel like people... Mantike. We're going to go with Mantike because not only is it... I feel like baby Pokemon have this thing where like you forget what generation they came out in, 1. And then 2, early stage Pokemon, you don't know whether or not do they have that second type yet. So Mantike. I think 3.5, we'll see. I don't think it's a huge population. Grass Steel. This ain't a big category. Ferroseed, Ferrothorn, Kartana might be the spread. It might be those 3. And I feel like as much as I think Ferroseed, Ferrothorn, they've been around longer, it's more iconic. I feel like for whatever reason, I feel like I see Unova in general get slept on in this community. It's those 3. It's like if you think of Ferroseed, you obviously think of Ferrothorn, and then you have like a 50-50 chance of... So it's like a 50-50 chance of thinking of the Ferroseed line or Kartana, and then a 50-50 chance of thinking of the Ferroseed line and deciding which one you're going to go with. I'm going to go Ferroseed. Probably no. In fact, it's impossible at that percentage. We lost for sure. I bet Kartana took it then. Water Grass, Ogerpon. When in doubt, if Ogerpon applies, yeah, because it's like what the Ludicolo line and Ogerpon. I don't think there's anybody else, but we'll find out in a bit. Flying Grass, Tropius is the first, obviously, that comes to mind. Oh, the Jumpluff line. I feel like the Jumpluff line, people are more likely to think of Tropius first. It's almost like an afterthought with those guys. Are there any others? Unless you love them. I love them. I love the Hoppip line. Hoppip, Pokemon number 187. Yeah, let's go Hoppip. I think it just makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if it's just the 4 that I listed, 13 bodes well, because that's like half of an even spread if it was 25% each. Galar Steel. Copperajah G-Max. Probably not, but we'll find out. Water Galar. I like Cramorant a lot. Urshifu, again, though, I don't understand, but like he will often be at the bottom of these lists. So often that it's like kind of like silly to pick anyone else. Urshifu. Frickin' Urshifu. It's like I'm the only one who cares about getting the most unique answers. We'll go standard instead of Gmax today. 3%. Ooh, who knows? Flying Galar. I don't think any of the Galarian, like, forms, like regional forms, are flying. Obviously. Oh, you know who? Well, Corviknight. Corviknight ends up, like, Corviknight probably is lower than Copperajah under Steel. Because people forget to think of him for Steel. Excuse me. But I don't think they'll forget to think of him for flying. I don't think that'll happen. So I'd say just go up from the bottom and pick the furthest down the list flying type Pokemon. So we'll start Calyrex, Spectrier, Glastrier, Reggie, Drago, Aleki, Zarude, Urshifu, Cubfu, Eternatus, Zamazenta, Zacian, Dragapult, Dracloak, Dreepy, Arctovish, Dracovish, Arctozolt, Dracozolt, Hopperaja, Kufant, Morpeko, and Didi. Ice-Q, Stonejourner, Frostmoth, Snom, Pinkotriphalix, Milcery, Alcremie, Runerigus, Mr. Rhyme, Surfetched, Cursula, Berserker, Obstagoon, Grimmsnarl line, Hatterini line, Sinistra, Graplocked, Centiscorch, Toxtricity. It's Cramorant. This is not a big population. Toxtricity, Bearscuda, Cramorant. So Cramorant's the furthest down the line flying type. In Galar, Cramorant. Sandaconda, Appleton line, Colossal, Bowtun, Drodna, Wooloo, Gossiflor, Thievul, Orbeetle, Corviknight line. Yeah, I think there's 5. I think it's Rookity, Corvisquire, Corviknight, G-Max, and Cramorant. I think that's all of them in Galar. I feel like Cramorant's the thing people are not gonna think of, but I'm probably wrong. I think we'll lose this, but I'm gonna click it. 9.9. We'll see what happens. Least common answers. Let's make sure we got a good shot. Yeah, we're least common. Did we get Ogerpon here? We got Ogerpon, so that's 1. And it was Kartana. I was like, ooh, and we got Urshifu. And we forgot about Articuno Galar. We forgot about all of the legendary birds. Damn. I was like, I'm sure I'm forgetting of regional form. That sucks. But it won't happen again. If I was right of the 5 that I thought existed, I was right. So that's cool. But it's little, and oh wow, if you remembered them, it was an even split. That's crazy. So basically everyone went through the same thought process as me. Except for the ones that were smart enough to get the Galarian legendaries. So that's cool. Well, that's pretty good. We got 2. And I feel like we got close on others. Yeah, Wormadam trash. Lucario Mega. It's like Lucario is such a main character, and yet he somehow still ends up on the bottom of this list. It boggles the mind to me. Heatran also, I'm like, I feel like I've seen Heatran low recently, and I feel like that's another thing where, like, VGC wise, if you think about Sinnoh, Heatran will come to mind quickly. Like, if you care about competitive at all, you'll think of Heatran pretty quickly. So that's weird. Rotom Wash. I didn't think of him. I think I named every other. Well, I didn't name Palkia himself, but besides Palkia, I named every other water type except for Rotom Wash. And yeah, Shellos was the wrong call once we found out that the regional forms weren't split up. But. Or did we go Mantike? No, we went Mantike on flying. Wow, and he was really low. Okay, I mean, like, not that low. That's a bigger population than I thought. 6th place. Whatever. I forget that Rotom is from Sinnoh. Rotom's, like, so iconic in my mind that I forget he's from Sinnoh. We know what happened there. Rowlet. Right, Rowlet's dual type. I forgot about the Rowlet line. Oh, I didn't realize Shaman Sky was part flying. I did not know that. I would have got that wrong under perjury of law. Stunfisk Galar. See, Caparaja G-Max. I feel like I've burnt myself with that answer before. See, the fact that the covered legendaries are so low, it's like I didn't think to answer them. Drowlodon G-Max is lower. Stunfisk Galar wins that all the time, which is, I don't know. If you like Pokemon Go at all, that answer would probably come to mind really quickly too. So I don't know. I don't always think to click it. All right, we're going to do one more. That was April 8th. Now it's time to do yesterday's, April 9th, and we'll call it a stream. So let's see here. All right. Ghost, Tisui, Zora, Zoroark, Typhlosion. I feel like I ran into one of these recently, this exact same category, Ghost, Tisui, and I don't remember how it turned out. But I think that's everyone. Zora, Zoroark, Typhlosion. So I feel like we just like pick a random number, 1 through 3. We're gonna try Zora. I feel like my thought process here is we're just going to go for the Pokemon that I think has the least name recognition amongst the Pokemon community at large. Typhlosion, people know Typhlosion. He's a 25-year-old Pokemon. People know Zoroark too, because he's the fully evolved. We're gonna try Zora. 21.3. I think that's promising. In a population with 3, I think that's real promising. Ghost Monotype, Misdreavus is our first. Shuppet, Banette, Duskull, Dusclops, Dusknoir. Are there any in Gen 4? I don't. Mismagius. Just Mismagius, Dusknoir. Gen 5. Yeah, there definitely has to be. Gen 5, Yamask, Cofragigus. Yamask, Cofragigus. Cofagrigus? I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Spectrier. I feel like maybe it's Spectrier. Because again, the people playing Pokédoku do not seem to be interested in competitive at all. So I'm going to try Spectrier. And even if they do like it, they probably just think Calyrex when they think of this Pokemon. 2.1 seems to have potential. Kanto, there's 5 choices. There's 5 total choices. I feel pretty confident about that. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, Gigantamax, Mega Gengar. And so I feel like Gengar, you got a 1-3 shot. And on this account, we have never clicked on any of them. We're going to click on Gmax. It's just my favorite. Yeah. That might be good. Yeah, because if you don't remember Gmax or Mega, then you think it's between 3. And you go, well, I'm not going to pick Gengar. Gengar's everywhere. That's the most popular one. You go Haunter or Ghastly. But then if you type Gengar, you got a 1 and 3. You might go standard anyway. Maybe you just don't know how they'll count Gmax or Mega. And then Mega Gmax, you got 1 or 2. I feel like we did okay. We'll see. Overquill, Quillfish. Think that's it. Nope, Sneasel, Sneasler. So 4. I'm gonna go Quillfish. It served us in the past. 20, we'll find out. I think it'll be a pretty relatively even split, so we'll find out. Monotype poison. It's a decently large population. I think skew new. When in doubt, skew new. Don't know if they added a monotype poison in Gen 9. None are occurring to me off the top of my head. A lot of dual types. They added some really cool things. Iron Moth, Pecharunt, the whole trio. Clement Clamora. But yeah, no monotypes occurring to me off the top of my head. Gen 8, monotype poison. Not thinking of anything either. Gen 7? Don't think so. Gen 6. What is the latest monotype poison Pokemon? It's a really interesting question that I'm drawing a blank to. Monotype poison. So you got Nidoran and your Nidorino. Ekans Grimer Muck, Coughing Wheezing. Gen 2. Monotype poison Gen 2? Gulpin Swalot in Gen 3. I don't think it's a huge population. Garbodor Gmax. Odor. I don't know. Yeah, probably not. But worth a try. Kanto poison. We just named a bunch. Why not something crazy like a Mega Evolution? Yeah, why not? We go Mega Beedrill. Feel like you might think of him for bug, not poison. 1.6. We'll find out. Hisui first in evolution line. See, I don't remember if recently or not they counted like Petalil, a Gen 5 Pokemon, as a Hisui first in evolution line since it evolved into a Hisui form. Because if they don't count that, it's Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Quillfish, Hisuian Growlithe. I think that's everyone. Because Scyther, Cleavor, Stantler, Weirdeer, Rufflet, Braviary, Petalil, Lilligant, Zorua. So it's Zorua too, but we already did him. I'm going to go Growlithe. I think it seems obvious, but I think it wouldn't occur to people as immediately. No, we messed up. We messed that up. We whiffed that. Monotype first in evolution line. Huge population. Let's do something. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of act brashly and go off of something that I feel like tripped me up recently and pick Shroomish. I feel like I thought Shroomish was a poison type, but he ain't. Ooh. 0.2. 0.2 is a small number. I am curious to see how that goes. First in evolution line, Kanto. It's a lot of Pokemon. You just got to kind of choose, like, you just got to kind of say, who do you think is the least iconic evolution line in Kanto? Or who would people not necessarily think of as a first in evolution line? Like, because they got something added later. And you can't pull any weird trick. Well, you might be able to do like, there's like a Caterpie with a cowboy hat. Cowboy hat Caterpie. Okay. So it accepts it. Alright, this is our last one. Let's see how we did tonight. Least common. Did I straight up forget about... I did. I forgot about Basculegion. What the hell ever. Whatever. That's crazy of me. Spectrier. Decent answer. Not a huge category, but not a small category. And we did okay. Top 5. Gimme gold. That's good. That's good to note. Polty, guys, that's crazy to me that is at the bottom of this list. I don't know why, I guess. I just think of him as way more popular than all that, but... It's not a big spread. Gengar G... Okay. Gengar Mega. I think we got second place. Yeah. Yep. But... You know, maybe people are like me and they just like G-Max better and they want to click him. So that's interesting to keep in mind for the future, is like maybe pick the less likable one. I think we missed... No, we got Quillfish. Okay, we got Quillfish. Nidorino. I was thinking maybe the Nidoran... Yeah, I was thinking maybe the Nidoran line was the way to go. Because I was like, people know that Nidoqueen and Nidoking are ground types. Oh, Garbodor G-Max was not a good answer. Not at all. Poipole is monotype. I didn't know that, but it's crazy to me that. But it's like 4 Pokemon. You think of the word Nidoran, and then immediately you go like, well, which are the 4? So that's something to think about. Tentacool. Venusaur Mega. I was literally like, Venusaur, but it's. Then I was like, but it's Venusaur. Mega Beedrill. Again, not a great answer. Kakuna got answered less than Mega Beedrill. Weird. Tentacruel. 1 vote difference there. That's a really tight spread, that top 4. That's a 13 vote spread. Basculin White Stripe. So they do count. Whoa, no, wait, hold on. So I see one kind of... Okay, so Basculin White Stripe. Okay, because it's red and blue in Unova. So they added a white stripe to Basculin. Okay, interesting. And I guess the worst answer. Okay. I swear I've seen him lower before. I had a logic to it. Okay, I saw the point 2, but I was like, it's a huge category, though. I bet there's plenty of point 1s, and there were plenty of point 1s. Shroomish, 57 votes to 40, a 17 vote spread with like 20 Pokemon in it. That's just a huge category. And then Tentacool again. Oh, 4 vote difference. Well, there you have it. So that's the first Pokédoku stream. Might try to cut it up in the future. Not entirely sure what I'll do. I'm not sure how people will react to this or if they'll watch it at all. No one's in here now, it doesn't look like, so, which is to be expected. This was totally impromptu, and I just kind of wanted to play around with doing it. So, if you watch this in the future and you enjoyed it, please comment and let me know. I'd really like to know, like, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what I could do to improve it, or make it more exciting or interesting to you. And then, yeah, if you enjoyed this and you enjoy things like Nuzlocke and other challenge runs and just general kind of like Pokemon talk, subscribe to the channel and you could win this. You could win this box of cards right here, and that could be fun for you and for me because I'd have a subscription and you'd have a free thing of cards. So... thanks again so much for watching the stream, and whenever you end up watching it, if anyone ever watches it. And we might do it again. Comment below if you want me to do this again. I'll start doing it, fairly frequently. It's really easy. So, thanks everybody.